Okay. Great. We are live. Fantastic. We are live, folks. Live in the Facebook group. We are live. Yes. Awesome. Very cool. We are having a very interesting topic today. Whoops. There we go. Very interesting topic. We're talking about a flip I did. I did a flip on Monday. I sold it Monday. I bought it back in January. Why did it take me so long? Well, that's what we'll talk about. I'm able to be quicker with these, but for things that are out of my control, I was unable to do that. Unable to quick flip it, let's say. So there's that. Yeah, let's just get into it. This is a flip I did. Not a lot of people do this. Not a lot of people share like the flips they're doing, and there's probably a lot of reasons behind that. But maybe they share a flip from 5 years ago, and what they do now. They just teach people how to do it. But I'm out here doing it. I also mentor people how to do it. So because I'm out here doing it, I can share some of my results and some of my numbers and all that stuff. So before we get into it here, if you're watching on the live, comment #live. If you're watching on the replay, comment #replay, and that just helps build like interest, and people can check this out. And the more people commenting, the more people see it, and we want to help each other out. We got a great community here in Six Figure House Flipper right there, and we're live in the Facebook group right now. So I wanted to share this this flip I did. I got other flips going. I've purchased I think 16 so far this year, and the goal is 30. So a little bit behind, but with what we got going on here and what we have in the pipe, we should be fine. So it's exciting. Yeah, let's get into it here. Before I do that, I should introduce myself. My name is Victor. I am a fix and flipper. That's my full-time occupation out of Gainesville, Florida, which is kind of north central Florida. I don't know if I showed that on the map before. Let me share my screen here. Kind of Gainesville, Florida. That's me. Gainesville, Florida. So I'm north central Florida. I'm an hour and a half from Jacksonville, 2 hours from Tallahassee, hour and a half from Orlando, hour and a half from Tampa. So kind of in the middle of everything, basically. And I flip houses. So to be specific, so we buy it, we fix it up, we sell it. Not to be confused with wholesaling. Nothing wrong with wholesaling. You don't really own the property when you're wholesaling. You kind of buy it. You buy it, have the contract on it, and sell the contract. So this is a little bit different, but we actually buy it, fix it up, and sell it. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. One of my flips. Great. So this is a flip here. Let's share some photos. I kind of want to talk about before and after. Oops, I put in the wrong address here. I want to share like the before and after, but then I also want to like talk about the numbers, like how I found the deal. Everything step by step will be super interesting. So this is the house here. Let's look at all the photos. These are the after photos. And I'm going to pull up the before photos. This is the after photos. This is the outside. So we did exterior paint. We did a new roof. Did a lot of stuff on this. We mowed the lawn, obviously. Did very minimal landscaping. Extremely minimal. This is the backyard. This is the backyard. It's 0.7 acres. So it's a very, very, very large lot in the heart of Gainesville here. This is like the living room. This is like the living room fireplace area, kitchen, dining room, if you want to call it that. Kind of got the kitchen here, No appliances. Hey, wait a second. Why did you not put any appliances in? I'll talk about that in a little bit. Kitchen here. We ended up having, this is where the fridge was going to go. I'll share that here. We had to cut that countertop back. That's another story. This is the bathroom, one of the bathrooms, hallway bathroom, one of the bedrooms, staged. I don't know if you guys noticed that. It has been staged. This is one of the bathrooms, the master bedroom. Master bedroom here. Master bathroom. We have new bathrooms in this place. The garage. I got the garage too. Nice. Not bad. Let's look at the 3D home view. We've been doing this 3D home and people seem to like it. Yeah, so that's exciting. So this is the 3D home view. So this is kind of the neighborhood. So it's a nice neighborhood. Nice neighborhood here, if you guys can see this. Nice. like a nice neighborhood. Yeah, nice neighborhood, nice house as well. This is the front door. Just kind of like we shared. I like this 3D home because a lot of our buyers are out of state, so it helps them like visualize it. You know, it's like we're inside now. So again, this is like the living room. It's the living room that I shared here. That's the dining room. Just helps visualize the space a little bit more. This is the dining room. Have a different angle here. That's the garage. This is like the back area. Here's the kitchen. Let's take a look at the kitchen. Again, no appliances, huh? We'll talk about that here in a second. This is a new kitchen as well. It's a new kitchen, nicely staged. A little cookbook there, nice. Hallway, got some bedrooms. Let's take a look at the bathroom here. Nice little bathroom. Okay, so that's the 3D view. That's the after. That's what it looked like after. Let's talk. Let me pull up the before. You guys would be like, whoa, that's not even the same house. What's his name? So that's the after photos. I'm gonna show you guys the before photos. Where are the photos? If you guys could just give me a second here. I knew I would do this live. I didn't want to really plan it out too much because I just want it to be real and kind of raw. I want it to be too. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Awesome. Okay. So this is that same hallway bathroom. So let me see if I can pull it up here. Just so you can see the before and after. So this is that same hallway bathroom. So this is the after, this is the before. So we ripped out the tile, you know, new vanity, new toilet, new mirror. So obviously totally different, right? So totally different. You can see that same window. So that's how you know it's the same place. Let's look at the next before picture. This is the kitchen. Let's take a look at a kitchen photo here. And the angles aren't perfect, so you guys will have to forgive me there. This is kind of the side, because all like older cabinets, that's where the, you know, that's where that went. So that's the before, that's the after. It's a new kitchen, not bad. Okay, what else do we got? Back door. Let's put up from this angle. So this is the back door. Yeah, so this is how we bought it. You know, so we had to fix some of this wood and then drywall over it. You know, like had all this. Look at all this stuff we had to take care of. So I had to fix that too. So that's that. So and it's so hard to like, whoa, wait a second, is that even the same house? Okay, let's look at another before photos of the garage. Let's look at the garage here. It's like a different angle, but still, like you can kind of see the garage. So it's just full of stuff. It's in decent shape, but just full of stuff. So now we obviously cleaned it out, made it look nice. So let's see if there's any more before photos. I think there's another email thread. So you can see the stark difference of before and after. So when you guys are doing your flips, you can see a crummy house like this, or before it was crummy, not anymore. And you'd be like, whoa, wait a second. I just visualize it from Victor's, you know, photos. This is the outside. Might not be here. Oh, this is kind of the same. This is kind of that back porch area. So just, you know, painted and nice, cleaned up. A lot of stuff right here. This is to the side of the house. Kind of near the garage. I wish I had a better photo of that. Kind of a little bit of wood rot you see. The roof's kind of meh, beat up. This is the front of the house. So we stuck with pretty similar colors, kind of left that brick there. And then this is a new roof. When we bought it, had a tarp on the roof. So yeah, so we had to do a new roof. So yeah, that's the before and after. So just to give you guys like a visual of the place. It had potential and we saw that and it was a great deal. So the quick numbers, and let's go through like the deal step by step. So I made about 30K. I figured out the numbers this morning. We bought it, we sold it for 248, 150. Staging was 2,600. Repairs were 72.5. Bought it for 110. If you look at the Zillow listing, you can confirm all this. We did use hard money. This was a no money down deal, by the way. I actually didn't use any of my own funds on this one. There's that. We owned it for, since January, so 7 months. Property tax like 900, 1500. This is just a rough estimate, so it's going to be a little bit off. So 29K. So it's off a little bit because it's roughly estimated. This is my flip profit calculator. It's estimating my closing costs. It's estimating my buying closing costs. So it's a little bit off, but at least you guys get the right idea. So I'm not totally full of it. So bought it for 110, put in 72, and then sold for 248, 243.8, 248, 248. Yeah, 248. So awesome, not bad. Those are the numbers. So how did I get the deal? So this came from a referral. This came from a contact of mine. I've gotten deals from him before. Took the deal, and I think he texted me about it in December. And there are some like last minute title issues we had to work through. So we ended up working through those, no big deal. Then we closed at the end of January. Used a hard money lender, like some of the creative stuff that I teach too. So I was no money down into, which is a pretty good feeling. So can't be mad at that. So basically infinite return, right? So if I'm $0 into it and I make 30K, then hey, just my time into it. Initially our rehab budget was going to be 50,000, and it, for a number of reasons, took longer and cost more. So it ended up at 72,000. Basically what happened, so we're starting the work. So we're starting a lot of the work, and we were getting everything done at once. So like we were doing like demo, and like we were doing like this and that, and then we're doing the roof, and we're doing the plumbing, and we're doing it all at once. And unfortunately what happened, there's a stop work order. So the city of Gainesville was called in. I don't know why they got called in, but one of their inspectors said like, hey, you guys don't have the right permits for everything, which we did, which wasn't true. But like, oh, you guys don't have a permit for the plumbing. It's like, wait a second, we do have a permit for the plumbing. Like, they had us on trumped up charges basically. So that was a hassle to deal with, because always like, okay, now we have to deal with this permitting thing. So we had to get it. Typically, I don't use a general contractor. That's a long story. That's a different topic for another day. Because of this permit, like we had to get an overall renovation permit. Like we were pulling permits for like the roof and for the plumbing and for like every little small thing, but not an overall permit, just because we didn't have to, because all the stuff we were doing was within the confines of what we should have been doing. Regardless of that, we had to get a general contractor involved. That caused some delays, and that caused some charges, because then they went above and beyond with regards to the inspector. They were always saying like, oh, we got to fix this and this and this, and it's like, well, no, not in my opinion, but they were just going above and beyond. I think we had to go like, there are 4 or 5 re-inspections. Typically it's just a simple process, but the inspector we got was unfortunately harder to deal with. He was more nitpicky, so just had to deal with that. So we got the stop work order in like mid-February, and by the time we had it lifted, I think we actually had under contract to sell when we got the stop work order and the permit lifted. So that was basically August. So they delayed us like 6 months. 6 months, and it was for no good reason. Like we could have been done with that one super quick, within 45 days. But we had to deal with this permitting stuff. I mean, it's hard we can't sell it with this permit being open or with this stop work order. And again, it's kind of silly what we had to deal with, because we had the proper documentation for everything, but that's how they make their money. They make their money off these permit fees. And I think they've gotten worse lately. That's kind of what happened. That's why it got delayed. So we got the deal, we bought it. Should have been a lot quicker. It wasn't. I'm wondering if I can show the initial budget we had, because it was 50K. I can show the after budget. So I'm going to show the initial budget. I know we ended up raising it. Great. So HVAC, we ended up having to fix that. Like the outside unit was old, but the inside unit was new. The other way around. Outside unit was new. Inside unit was older. So we had to fix the inside unit. That was about, and we'll talk about that in a second. Remove debris, new roof. New roof. There's actually so much damaged wood that it was double that. New kitchen, new bathrooms, as you guys saw in the photos, new flooring, new paint. There's a lot of drywall to fix, as you guys can see, fixed fence, and that we didn't end up having to fix the fence. So it was actually 50K. I think there was a repipe, some plumbing that I didn't include here. It was actually going to be 50K was our initial budget. So we're saying like, hey, 50K is going to be initial. So let's see how that wrapped up. Let me pull up the end budget. By the way, comment below, hey, is this helpful? Like, you guys get some value here? Is this helpful? Comment below, like, yes, it's helpful, or no, this isn't helpful. We'll put final numbers here. Okay, here we go. So this is the initial budget, and just to show like why you need a profit buffer, because it's just one thing to say like, hey, we're gonna make 30K, but what if things go wrong? Then you have to have that profit buffer. Like if you go 10K over budget, you're initially going to make 30K. Well, now you're going to make 20K, but at least you're making a profit. Okay, so that's what it was initially. So 3K, 8K, 5K, 8K for the bathrooms. That's what it was initially. It's supposed to be 50K-ish. I can't find the newer one. So it ended up being, it was 32 for, that was bathrooms, kitchen, remove debris, flooring, paint, and drywall. That was 32. So I don't know if you can add that up, but it added up. We had to repipe it, and that was, I didn't include that. That was 6.5, which is a good price. I had to do the interior HVAC. Just not, the outside was new, the inside was needed to work. Electro door was $300. That wasn't bad. The garage door didn't work, so we had to fix that. This is the GC. Ended up being like $7,000 just to get a GC in there. And then they had like, oh, you got to fix this, and you got to fix this, and you got to fix this. All silly stuff, honestly. Because when we're going to sell it, like, they have to do an inspection anyway. So if there's something wrong, we can fix that thing. So no big deal. Had to do some lawn, so mow the lawn. There's some final cleanup we had to do. That was $250. I had to do a deep clean. Every time before we list it, we do a deep clean just to make it really nice. Had to do some fencing repair. And then we had squirrels. So what happened? We ended up listing it. Maybe I should say that. So we ended up being basically 72K, 73K. And it was because of the roof, because 18,000 was 10,000 more on the roof because it was so bad with the plywood that they replaced all the plywood. And then back then, that's when the prices of the lumber were so high, and it's gone back to normal. So we just got totally screwed over on the roof. It's a good roofing company, but we just got unlucky. This is going to be updated here. It's not pending anymore. So we had it listed. So listed, which was mid-July, so July 18th. So we listed, we had, I think, about 20, 30 showings, had 4, 5, 6 offers, which is great. 4, 5, 6 offers. And then we had what fell out of contract. So basically they did their inspection and they found out that there were squirrels in the attic. And typically, like, I mean, no big deal. Like, okay, squirrels, get them out. But they got really freaked out. So they backed out of the contract. So they backed out of the contract, and we had to relist it. We had like kind of backup offers, if you want to think of it that way. So we accepted a backup offer. In the meantime, we're getting that squirrel issue resolved. So that's what that was $2,700 to fix the squirrel issue. Because they do it in a special way, and they like sealed everything up so they wouldn't come back, and they baited it, and they didn't hurt the squirrels. They like, how do I say, they didn't hurt the squirrels either. So they were kind for sure. But they got the squirrels out, and that scared the first buyer, and then the second buyer, I think they understood, and then we got it fixed. So it wasn't, so they're gone. But we had to do it properly. So that was pretty expensive. So basically, why did we go over budget? The roof and the lumber cost, the GC and the permitting issues, and then the squirrels, and that's why we're over budget. Everything else was well within line. We still made a profit. So initially we were going to sell it for, I think, 230. 230 was the number, and then we ended up selling it for 248 and whatever change. So because of where the market was, like, it improved, and I ran my numbers initially very conservatively. That was the other part of this for the ARV, for like what to sell it for. So that's why it's sold. Let's talk about the appliances. So why didn't I do appliances? Appliances are actually pretty expensive. It's, typically like $500 a thing. So 500 a dishwasher, 500 a stove, 500, I guess 500 to 1,000 for a fridge. And it's just one of those things where we just typically don't do it, especially on the fridge, just because fridges are like personal items for people where they don't necessarily like want to, how should I say it? Like, fridges like personal items. So people want to bring their own fridge. And what you can always do, like if you have an interested seller, you can always like, include the appliances, or that can be part of the negotiation. But we typically don't do it. It's rarely an issue. And then you save, $500 to $2,000 on each flip. With me, my goal being, 30 flips this year, that's, 30 times 2, that's 60 grand a year we're saving. And people don't really mind. Some people did. And I mean, they just weren't a good fit. There were other people who were more motivated and they didn't really care. They're just going to bring in their own appliances. So no big deal there. Because especially when you get 4 or 5 offers, like an extra 6 offer, I mean, it doesn't make that much of a difference. So that's my other 2 cents there. So we typically don't do appliances, so save your money, guys, on that. If they request it, then that's a different discussion. But especially, and part of the strategy, it's not just me being me, it's part of the strategy, like where the market's at, and I'm just tailoring and adjusting to the market and allowing the market to function properly. So there's that. And then we closed that one Monday, which is awesome. So closed on Monday. I posted in my Facebook story, like, hey, me holding a check at the title company. It's made about 30K, which was awesome. It was well earned. It was because it took so long, and I mean, there was so many headaches. And if it wasn't for the permitting thing, it would have been fine. But what can you do? That's the story there. I mean, I think I covered what I wanted to cover. There's any like takeaways from it, it's like things don't always go according to plan, and you have to realize that that's the case. So you set a plan, and as soon as you gotta get into it, the plan changes. Like maybe paint takes longer, maybe you get hit with a permit issue, maybe there's squirrels in the attic. You just gotta be able to adjust. That's part of it too, and kind of adjust and take things as they come, and if something pops up, then fix it, and that sort of thing. So what I wanted to share. But hopefully this was helpful, guys. Again, if you're watching live, #live. If you're watching replay, #replay. Make sure to do that. That helps other people see this video and other people benefit from it. If this was helpful, comment below. I'll do more of these. I have about 14 other flips going right now. Probably 3 hitting the market this week. I think another 2 hitting the market next week. And I have 1 closing and selling in about 2 weeks. So I got plenty. I got plenty of subject material here, guys. Trust me. We're doing quite a bit of volume and market's going, so that's exciting. So let me know if this was valuable. I can do more of these tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. Eastern is a Q&A. So any questions you guys have related to the flipping process, related to real estate, happily answer. So we'll take it from there. But I'll leave it there with you guys, folks. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Final thing, that's what I should mention. I fix and flip full time. I actually also mentor people. I don't bring on students in my own area, by the way, because I don't want the competition. But if you're outside of my area, outside of Alachua County, I'll bring you on. Help you with getting the deals, getting the money, running your numbers, how to run the contractors, renovation, everything A to Z, how to sell the property, how to get your first deal, how to get to 6 figures, huh? 6-figure house flipper. So that's pretty much it. So if you're interested, feel free to reach out. And yeah, you can get started. If you've been wanting to get into real estate for a couple years, I've had a lot of successful students who, they want to get into real estate for 5 years. They joined my program, and within a month they got a deal. I've had a lot of people who they've done maybe 1 or 2 flips in their lifetime. Like, hey, I want to do more of this because I enjoy it. That's fine too. I've helped those people out. So I'm here to help. Feel free to reach out, folks, and we'll leave it there. Thanks so much. Have a nice night.